Hey, how are you? Kumusta po kayo? And thanks for tuning in to another edition of Paul Presents Art. I'm Paul and I'll be your guide today. If you're new to the channel, please know that this channel is about art, exhibitions in contemporary, historical, and outsider art, group shows, art collections, etc. I live in Vancouver, Canada, so most of my videos will be based in that region, but I'll cover exhibitions as I travel. This episode is from a series of short videos on a specific artist or collective. The video is short, about 5 minutes or so, and showcases a particular work with some commentary. First, let me share a short bio on the artist. Adad Hannah explores historically trenchant themes through elaborate bodies of work that include installation, video, and photography. Time occupies a prominent place in Hannah's production, forged by a lasting interest in temporality and its complex relationship with photography and video. So I was cycling around Vancouver in the sunny afternoon and decided to visit Equinox Gallery and have a look at their shows. In the smaller gallery, which is the space that we're in, is a group show where I encountered Adad Hannah's work installed in the middle of the space. For the past decade or so, I've seen Hannah's mostly lens-based work, photography and video, that often comments on the history of art, what it represents, and the relationship between painting and photography, mostly through the lens of grand narrative discourse. Aside from history painting, the grand narrative is also represented in sculpture and other genres, and we'll get to that in a bit. This work is titled Unique Forms of Stuff in Space, after Boccioni, 2025, bronze with found objects, in an edition of 3, measuring 24.5 by 11 by 33.5 inches. The title itself is a dead giveaway and references an iconic sculptural work by Umberto Boccioni, a pioneer of Italian Futurism. Here's a picture of that sculpture for your reference. Originally created in 1913, the work is titled Unique Forms of Continuity in Space, which, as you can tell, mimics the title of Hannah's work in a playful way. I think it's worthwhile expanding on the notion of futurism, what it was during the early 20th century, and how we, as a contemporary society, are actually living it. The stuff that Hannah refers to reminds me of thrift store finds, like the chess piece on top of the sculpture, beachcombing accumulations, like the variety of cowrie, mollusk, and clamshells, and the flotsam and jetsam of coastal life, especially here in the Pacific Northwest coast, where the coastline shares both a voluntary and involuntary trade relationship with our Asian neighbors. By the way, did you see that pack of cards tucked at the bottom of the sculpture? International travel is faster and somewhat easier these days, and the crafted modernist aerodynamic flow prevalent in the sculpture is suggestive of speed and efficiency. I guess back then, faster and more efficient is a measure of progress. Still is. Observing most of the stuff carefully and precariously embedded into the sculpture, the vast crevices and impromptu platforms for displaying tchotchkes also relates to the Fluxus movement of the 1960s to 1970s, where the line between art and everyday life is blurred. And therein lies another futurism to consider, and how both our hopes and our fears are realized. When I first saw the work, I immediately felt the playfulness, even irreverence, suggested by the insertion of these dollar store objects. It's both a type of ownership and acceptance of history, and how we, as contemporary beings, relate to that history. It makes the sculpture look like just another object, but without losing the historical significance of the main object and what the tchotchkes represent. We all accumulate stuff, and after living with the same stuff for a while, they become everyday things that we eventually take little notice of. The formality of the Italian Futurist agenda is dwarfed by the small, insignificant objects that now inhabit it. Like barnacles growing on a whale's body, they are now just one organism, where the future has been rewritten through human interference and the passage of time. And I think that's a good place to end things. I hope you enjoyed this short video on Adad Hannah's work titled Unique Forms of Stuff in Space after Boccioni, here at Equinox Gallery. If you'd like to share your thoughts, observations, questions, please do so in the comment section below. I'd really appreciate that. Click the like button and be sure to subscribe to the channel. It's free, and as a non-monetized channel, subscribing achieves visibility and creates added awareness of the artist and the gallery. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Thank you for joining me today. Have a great day, and I hope art continues to inform your life. Tune in again next time for more art-related videos. Goodbye!